Okay, this is the blade that I forged out on Friday. I heat treated and tempered it on Sunday. I did the final draw on the tempering till after the blade was finished so that it'll have this bluish patina. It's only a few molecules thick, so it will eventually wear off. This is sometimes called blacksmith's bluing. It does help a little bit protect the blade, but mostly it's just for looks. And like I say, it will wear off. These are the pieces I'll need to assemble a finished knife. There's the guard. This is cattle horn, antler, more cattle horn, antler, and so on. This is a piece of the original horn that I get much of my horn pieces from. It's all of the horn I've used on the knives so far have been from this one horn. The original horn was maybe 2.5 feet long, and it was about 6 inches diameter at the bottom, at the base. The last 3 or 4 inches of it were solid horn, then it hollowed out as it went back. But you still have these heavy walls, thick heavy walls of horn. And what I have to do is I cut them out, I sand them smooth on both sides. This is the inside. And then I use those pieces to assemble the knife and polish them down when I'm done. I use 5-minute epoxy like this. This particular one is Loctite, but Devco is one of the best. Loctite is probably the second best. This will hold the knife all together. The tang on the knife here shows you how far it goes into the handle. It's welded on here, and it's a little offset, but I made allowance for that when I made the guard, so that in the finished knife, the blade will be centered to the handle, even though the tang is a little bit offset. Okay, I've got about 5 minutes from the time I mix this epoxy to put the whole thing together, so have to be a little quick. Then after it's put together, I'll finish sanding and I'll show the finished product. That might look like a lot of epoxy, but it's surprising how much it takes, and it fills in all the gaps and holes in where the tang is there's a little extra taken out from drilling the pieces. This will fill in the gaps and voids. And once set, it's pretty hard stuff. Okay, first off, put a little on the These pieces are lined up the way they need to go on. It's already been fitted together, but that was a rough fitting. Now this is putting it together for final assembly. Put a little on this surface here. Let's see. Some of these lines you see on the pieces of guard were lines I made to figure out where to put the holes, which I then drill, mill, and file. This one got a little scorched when I was sanding a piece of brass next to it that got heated. I thought people might like to see how I actually assembled one of these. Also answers the question, how far does the tang go in? In any of these where I have multiple pieces, some have threaded ends that go all the way through. Some will have something like this, a hidden tang. It all depends on what's there, but the tang will always be well seated into the handle, or else there's no point in doing it. Looks like I'm going to need some more of this. These tubes of Devco are about $4 at Walmart, or I mean Loctite. Devco's hard to find. Walmart used to carry it, they changed to Loctite. Now I have a hard time finding Devco. But when I get it, when I can find it, I get it. It just has higher temperature, stronger, harder, has higher temperature tolerances. Is that going the other way? Nope, that goes this way. Okay, it's just a little stiff. And when this is finished, I'll sand all this down even and smooth it so that the pieces blend together. The parts will blend together and be smooth and even, so it won't be uncomfortable on the hand. And of course, when this is done, I'll have to hold it for a few minutes for it to set up. Guess I should put it over here where you can see it a little better. And we just this on there. And this little bit right here. Most of these antlers are sheds. Some of them are older than others. These are the natural color. This last piece is some really old shed. Probably it's at the stage they call getting a little powdery, when it's been sitting out in the woods for a while and it's gotten so it's like covered with white powder. It looks good when it's buffed. It gives an antique bone appearance. And it works really well for some knives. It comes out darker and a little darker shade, and will buff up nicely. But it'll have that antique bone, and we have to make sure everything's straight. Okay. Oh wait, that's backwards. That one has to go the other way. There we go. And push that up, push that up. Make sure everything lines up. Okay. Got some of these throwaway rags here. The epoxy, once it sets, it does not come out. And I'll use some of this to smooth any gaps or cracks that I find. And there you have it. When I get this finished, I will rough it out. This antler is similar to the one that Dr. P, or that Doc P reviewed, the knife Dr. P reviewed. This is similar system with the antler and the cattle horn. And when it's polished, it'll take on a really nice color and be shiny and slick and look really good. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment and share. If you have any questions, just ask me in the comments. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching and sharing.